Here comes the Z. This Israeli family consists of 3 vehicles: the Zibar, the ZD, and the Z-Mag. They're perfectly suited for ground forces and impress with their off-road capability. All of them come with all-wheel drive and are ready to move just as confidently through sand dunes as they are through swamps. The Z-Mag buggy in particular can ford water up to 80 centimeters deep. It also amazes with a departure angle of 48 degrees and an incredible approach angle of 90 degrees. At the same time, this vehicle's quite fast, capable of accelerating to more than 120 km per hour. No wonder that Dakar winner Edo Cohen took part in its development. The Turks are not falling behind. Their NMS vehicle also combines excellent off-road capability with impressive speed. Of course, it is all-wheel drive. The ground clearance is 42 centimeters. The vehicle's capable of fording water up to 90 centimeters deep. It's equipped with independent suspension and can overcome obstacles up to half a meter high. It's fitted with run-flat tires that allow it to keep driving even when completely deflated. The NMS accelerates up to 140 km per hour. In addition, it's available in many versions, ranging from an air defense vehicle to a missile system for hunting tanks. In short, the vehicle turned out to be a success. Estonia wouldn't argue with that, as it's immediately ordered 100 units. What about Germany? The Bundeswehr, among other things, rides the amphibious Fuks armored personnel carriers. These have been in action since the late 1970s and have taken on many different roles, from laying mines to serving as nuclear reconnaissance vehicles. In order for the APC to remain relevant, the Germans upgraded it to the Fuks Evolution version, which you're seeing on the screen. Among other improvements, the APC received an updated transmission and a 455 horsepower engine. On land, the Fuks Evolution can reach 100 km per hour, and on water it travels at 10 km per hour. It can ford water up to 1.5 meters deep and cross trenches up to 1.2 meters wide. An amusing fact about this APC is that the name Fuks can be translated both as fox and as trickster. Which do you think suits it better? Greetings from Belarus. At one time, it impressed the world with one of the best chassis ever created. Behind the modest name MZKT 6922 were truly phenomenal characteristics. The designers managed to combine the advantages of both tracked and wheeled models. On top of that, a unique independent hydro-pneumatic suspension was specifically developed for this wheeled chassis. The result? The ground clearance of the MZKT 6922 can be adjusted, allowing it to ford water up to 1.2 meters deep and operate in any terrain. All of these advantages are complemented by a lower fuel consumption compared to tracked equivalents. Its 730-litre tank is enough for 1,000 kilometers of travel. The British engineers also know their way around off-road vehicles. For today's lineup, they brought us the Fering Pioneer X. This hybrid off-roader recharges its batteries from an onboard 60 kWh power unit, which comes in both multi-fuel and hydrogen versions. Its range is a staggering 7,000 kilometers. And it performs equally well in the desert or in the Arctic tundra. Part of that is thanks to an ultra-light carbon chassis. It's also fitted with a fully adjustable independent suspension, an onboard tyre inflation system, and advanced springs. And here's the coolest part: the off-roader can completely submerge underwater. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we've got plenty more fascinating engineering solutions ahead. Missing Germany already? Well, its experts are back, and this time they've brought along a surprise: the FFG ACSV G5. This APC stands out for the way it combines mobility with payload capacity. With tracks and a 625 horsepower engine, it doesn't give deep snow the slightest chance. As the Scandinavian test footage on screen makes clear, sand and swampy ground don't slow it down either, and it can ford water up to 1.2 meters deep. But the real highlight is its payload, a full 8 tons. That's the best figure in its entire weight class. Let's circle back to the Israeli Z family for a closer look at the Zibar. Compared to the Z Mag, it's not as spacious, with seating for 5 instead of 14, but it makes up for it in speed. In the Mark II version, the Zibar reaches 200 km per hour thanks to its 620 horsepower engine. Like the Z Mag, it can ford water up to 80 centimeters deep, and it boasts a jaw-dropping 90-degree approach angle. Off-road capability is definitely not in short supply here. The Zibar Mark II has passed trials in deserts all over the world, and it didn't flinch even in blistering 55-degree heat. Rocky ground and swamps feel like home turf for it. The American company Christini took its AWD 450E and AWD 450DS motorcycles and adapted them for the needs of soldiers, special forces, police, and similar buyers. The upgraded two-wheelers carry the same military edition and stand out for their exceptional off-road performance. The designers are confident that they'll go anywhere people and pack animals can, at the very least because of the all-wheel drive. The engine produces either 42 or 44 horsepower, and combined with a 5-speed gearbox that's more than enough to handle off-road conditions even with a passenger. The list of available options is also extensive, ranging from infrared lighting to foam inserts inside the tires. The price of the AWD Military Edition starts at $17,500. Engineers in the United Arab Emirates have been busy too. A local company took the chassis of a Toyota Hilux and built a remarkable vehicle called the Velox ISV. The idea behind it is to give infantry greater mobility, speeding up operations of all kinds. From reconnaissance to patrols, the Velox ISV is ready for a wide range of missions. It's adapted for off-road travel and handles desert terrain with ease. It also fords water up to 70 centimeters deep and features selectable all-wheel drive. The 148 horsepower engine with 400 Nm of torque offers confidence even in steep sections and against tough obstacles. And since it's based on the Toyota Hilux chassis, servicing the vehicle is pretty easy and convenient. Another success story comes from Eagle, a vehicle developed by an American corporation. It's carved out a strong place in the military transport market. The Germans use it, the British use it, and so do the armed forces of several other countries. Why is the Eagle so popular? It comes in multiple versions with 4x4 or 6x6 drive. And it strikes a balance between compact size, allowing it to be airlifted, and serious off-road ability. With 44 centimeters of ground clearance, the Eagle conquers slopes of 45 degrees and clears obstacles half a meter high. A 360 horsepower engine paired with a 5-speed automatic transmission ensures it doesn't falter, even in slushy snow and thick mud. Welcome to the American DARPA Racer program. Teams in this competition build unmanned vehicles designed not just to ride autonomously, but to handle off-road terrain as if there were an experienced driver behind the wheel. The whole idea is to push the development of this kind of technology for the US military, and they've made progress. So far, the DARPA Racer program has collected over 100 terabytes of data, and the test vehicles have already covered more than 500 kilometers. They use an array of LiDARs, radars, and cameras to see in every direction, and the goal is for them to eventually race across rough terrain fully on their own, possibly even better than a human driver could. Now it's the French taking their turn with the Fortress MK2, a vehicle built to carry a squad of 11 soldiers over any terrain. It comes with a 340 horsepower engine, a 6-speed gearbox, independent suspension, and a central tire inflation system. On top of that, it can reach speeds of up to 120 km per hour. Inside, there's air conditioning, so soldiers in full gear can actually rest before an operation, even if the route takes them across wild off-road stretches, including water crossings up to a meter deep. Remember how the UAE transformed a Toyota Hilux chassis? The US has something similar, the BATT UMG. The designers kept it simple. They took a Ford F-550 chassis and built an off-road vehicle fit for both the police and the army. The torque alone is impressive at 1,017 Nm. Paired with a 330 horsepower engine and a 6-speed automatic transmission. The BATT UMG has a ground clearance of about 36 centimeters, which helps it climb steep slopes, ford water up to 80 centimeters deep, and cross trenches 85 centimeters wide. Despite its rugged build, it's fast, with a top speed of 140 kilometers per hour, and easy to maintain since the Ford F-550 chassis is widely used. Turkey has its own lineup of armoured vehicles under the FNSS brand, and today's highlight is the Pars Scout 8x8. With that wheel setup, this APC naturally stands out for its off-road performance. Trenches up to 2 meters wide and obstacles as tall as 70 centimeters don't faze it in the least. On top of that, the engineers designed the layout so carefully that the weight is distributed almost evenly across the axles. That balance allows the Pars Scout 8x8 to handle loose terrain with ease, while also giving it a short braking distance and solid control at higher speeds. Its top speed is 100 km per hour, and for extra confidence, no matter the surface, the driver can fine-tune tire pressure using the central inflation system. Germany has an ace up its sleeve, and it goes by the name Wisent 2, a vehicle with specs that sound almost unbelievable. Its creators are convinced it's the most advanced of its kind in the world. Do you agree? Let's take a closer look. The Wisent 2 is built on the Leopard 2 tank chassis and serves as both an engineering and recovery vehicle. Its winch can pull up to 40 tons, and its crane lifts as much as 32 tons. Still not impressed? Then consider this. The Wisent 2 can completely submerge underwater. It also stays stable on slopes that would make other vehicles tip over. And keep in mind, this isn't a bare chassis, it's loaded down with all kinds of heavy equipment. You'd think that would make it clumsy, yet its mobility is on par with the Leopard 2 itself, capable of reaching speeds of up to 68 km per hour. This is a vehicle that treats rough terrain like it's nothing at all. Now let's drop in on the Australian military, who are testing the Chinese-made Sur-Ron Light B electric motorcycle. Their choice makes sense. In its current X version, the bike is equipped with an 8kW motor. It accelerates to 30 km per hour in just 1.8 seconds and is well prepared for the challenges of Australian off-road terrain. The weight is also worth noting, only 57 kilograms when fully equipped. The battery can be removed, which makes crossing water obstacles easier. Ground clearance is 27 centimeters, and on top of all that, the Sur-Ron Light B is simple to operate, making it especially beginner-friendly. Back to Germany. This time its experts are trying to impress us with an airborne vehicle called Caracal, built on the Mercedes-Benz G-Class platform. The claim is that it can operate in any terrain, and the specs back it up. The Caracal climbs over obstacles up to 33 centimeters high, crosses trenches half a meter wide, and fords water up to 75 centimeters deep. It can be used to transport troops, but also as a medical vehicle or for logistics. Sounds good? Absolutely. Even neighbouring Netherlands was so impressed that they placed an order for 1,004 of them. From South Korea comes the Kia KM450, a compact truck designed with off-road conditions in mind. It has no trouble fording water up to 76 centimeters deep or climbing 30-degree slopes, and its engine delivers 373 Nm of torque. Like many modern military vehicles, it's equipped with run-flat tyres, so even serious damage won't bring it to a halt. These qualities make the KM450 a dependable choice during the harshest seasons, when roads turn into mud and slush. Its relatively low profile, standing 2.5 meters tall, also makes it easier to camouflage in almost any environment. And from the UAE, we get the Condor, a vehicle that pairs off-road ability with impressive protection. It's tough enough to withstand an explosion of 8 kilograms of TNT directly beneath its floor. Power comes from a 400 horsepower engine combined with an automatic transmission, giving it the muscle to push confidently through sand and over various obstacles. But make no mistake, what you're seeing here isn't a casual test course, it's a military proving ground, where the Condor shows just what it's capable of. Next, our off-road journey brings us to Russia, where we get a look at the Zibka S air defense missile system. It's built on the Gaz-2330 Tiger military vehicle, which is already an excellent choice. Even in its base version, the Tiger comes with an independent torsion suspension on all wheels, a transfer case that lets you lock the center differential, and a tire inflation system, all essentials for rough terrain. Plus, the Tiger is multi-purpose, which is important because the Zibka S system requires two vehicles. The first is the combat unit, carrying the anti-aircraft gunners, and the second is the command and reconnaissance vehicle, which can control up to 6 combat units at once. Where other vehicles would sink, the Ural just keeps on rolling. The IFA W50 doubles as an off-road taxi. This truck first rolled out back in the days of East Germany. The luckiest spectators not only get an adrenaline rush, but also a mud shower. Hard to believe, but this Komatsu D575 bulldozer is actually a 1:14 scale remote-controlled model. The Vityaz off-road vehicles are on another level, built tough enough for the Arctic. The Vityaz DT30, for example, runs at -50 degrees Celsius, and some versions can even float. This crew managed to turn hauling logs with a Massey Ferguson 285S tractor into an extreme sport.